Hello, welcome to the Special Moves podcast. My name is Mike Williams, and this is Liam McKelvey.
Hello.
And the shy and retiring Jake Lukowski.
Hello.
How's it going, guys? You right?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, it's going very good, man.
I had to have a little think there, though.
I didn't know what time do I bring in my sore throat into the conversation?
Well, immediately, by the sounds of it. Jake's got a sore throat. Strepsils on the table. I'm not sure if you can actually see them there. If you're watching the podcast. Yeah. What have you been playing, boys? What games have you been playing this week?
I don't know. Who wants to go first?
Well, we've both been playing a lot, haven't we? So, Liam, you take the floor, because I can't even remember.
Sore throat as well.
So, for some reason, I replayed Resident Evil 5, because it was on Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
I've been on my Xbox quite a bit lately.
Yeah,
Getting some good use out of it.
Good.
And yes, I played through Resident Evil 5, just because, why not? That was fun. It's Resident Evil 5, I've played it before.
I played through that co-op with Laura, like, all the way through, and I don't think I would have if it wasn't for the fact that it was split screen, because it's like one of the few games that has that feature.
Oh yeah.
I ended up playing it all the way through. I guess it's alright. It's not as bad as
I have a good
Resident Evil 6.
I like Resident Evil 5.
Yeah.
It's better than 6. Not as good as 4, but solid.
But what is, you know what I mean?
The greatest game ever, if you ask some people, Resident Evil 4.
There's a couple of nice scenarios in it. Like, I think the one really right at the beginning where there's the guy with a megaphone and stuff, and
scary.
Yeah, you got to barricade yourself in the house.
Yeah, that's really good, and you're trying to hold them off for as long as you can before you have. It's basically like a timed sort of. You've got to survive until a certain point, right?
Which is, I guess, just a complete pastiche to the fucking fourth game, right? Which has the same thing. Yeah. But different things scare different people, and the thing that scares me is like panicky situations like that. And so for that reason, like Resident Evil 5 for me is one of the scariest Resident Evils there is, which is weird because it's not in a jump scare way or an atmosphere way, but in the sheer amount of like back to the wall, waiting for ammo, waiting stuff out and running away. A lot of running away in that. Even though you do have the capability to fight, because like Amnesia, the games where you just run away full stop, it's different. But if I could fight him if I had a couple more bullets. So I don't know, like for some reason, like in my head, I always consider Resident Evil 5 one of the most tense ones because of that.
Yeah, I guess
sure.
So did you finish that then?
Yeah, I've played it like loads of times anyway.
So you did it in like 2 hours?
No, it was a bit longer because I didn't have any.
2 hours 45.
Because when I played it through multiple times, I had all like the infinite ammo upgrades and stuff like that, which I didn't have this time around because it was from fresh. But yeah, I finished it. It took me about 10 hours, I think. It was over 3 or 4 nights, I think I played it. Just because it was like, I didn't feel like doing anything else. And it was sort of like a comfort game, really. You have that nice familiarity to it. And then, apart from that, I played another zombie game. I've played a bit of World War Z on PC, which is surprisingly very good.
Had a little look at that. I think it was on sale on PlayStation, almost straight away after it came out. But it does look talk us through that. What is that?
So it's a bit Left 4 Dead, bit Vermintide. So you've got like the 4 human survivors, zombies, obviously very Left 4 Dead-ish. But then the zombie hordes with swarms, because it's World War Z. And that's more like the Vermintide swarm of like rats and chaos men coming at you and stuff like that. But pretty much, it's very you start a scenario, you go from start to finish, and it has got like dynamic AI to it where if you're doing well, it'll just throw loads of zombies at you and enemies.
What did they call it? The AI director, didn't they?
They did, in Left 4 Dead. And then I don't know what. Well, yeah, it's just getting from start to finish in co-op scenarios. Gunplay is very good.
How long is a scenario? Like
about
20 minutes, half an hour? Yeah.
And there's 4, I think. There's 4 chapters.
Right.
And then each one's got a different episode. Or is it? It's 4 episodes, and then they've got 3 or 4 chapters.
Right, like Left 4 Dead. So each one's split into chapters. And
so it's got quite a lot of content in it from the get-go.
And I guess more to come. Games like that are always like going to bolt on some like...
Except this one, it's got like a skill system to it as well. So you can pick a character class like gunslinger,
that sounds interesting.
Like slasher, who just goes mad with melee weapons.
I guess
and then it's got skill trees and stuff like that.
Yeah, because that's
slasher, the one who pisses on the zombies.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they like when they categorize these things, like they always try and think of an interesting wad for it. It's
gunslinger.
Like he uses knives. He goes in, he sort of hits them with blades.
Knifer.
Slasher. Knifer.
Oh, yeah. Madman. But I'll tell you. From the outside looking in, I know that this has sold like 2 million copies.
It's doing surprisingly well.
Which, what marketing budget did it have? And like, I guess because it's a licensed game, everyone's already written it off before it's come out. That's the cynical nature of
better than the
everybody these
movie.
days.
I can tell you that.
It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, you're totally right. It's weird how that works against you now, isn't it? Really, like if you see World Wars, if it was just had some completely original branding and original know IP, who knows how different it would have been like in terms of like how people reacted to it immediately. But yeah, it's just like I think it's probably just a very streamable game and a very it's the kind of thing that people those sort of multiplayer type experiences. Once that sort of gets some sort of fire going underneath it, it just sort of really picks up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's romping all over Twitch. It's been number one on Twitch every day bar one this week worldwide. And it's I guess the what are they called? Turtle Rock, the people that made Left 4 Dead. Is that the name? Turtle Rock.
Yeah,
Turtle Rock.
And they've got that new thing. Back 4 Blood.
Yeah, nothing like Left 4 Dead. Don't even
back
get
4,
that out of your mind.
by the way, numerical 4 Blood.
Going back to what they're known for. What was it Evolve, the last game they made?
I remember that. Which is funny, actually, because that's 2 games that have quite rightly pioneered a type. Like, Evolve was that asymmetrical game.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight is also trending on Twitch nearly every single day I check it out. And there's been quite a lot of success. Like Friday the 13th didn't do incredibly badly. So
Evolve was just really badly packaged, though, wasn't it? It was like you
6 different types
pre-order
of
all this shite
monsters, and the pre-order monsters were varying strengths. A lot of them were overpowered, and then there was a lot of shit surrounding it. Yeah.
To the point where it was like confusing for the purchaser. It wasn't just like bad so that people were screaming about it on YouTube. It was like
one of the pioneers of the spreadsheet of pre-order stuff, isn't it? It had when you go to buy like antivirus software, and it's like what's included in this one, and it's got all the ticks and crosses.
Are you safe? No. Is your family safe? No.
you safe? Is your family safe? No. But the Back 4 Blood game, I guess they're going to be really keeping an eye on this and writing notes. That's what I was thinking. You know what I mean?
Well, at a minimum, I imagine just someone's got a notepad.
I mean, it is one of the... If you want a co-op game right now, it is one of the best out there.
Oh, wow. Big.
I'm a big fan of it, which really surprised me.
So what are you playing again? PC?
PC, yeah.
Right.
And then, what else have I played? Bit of Hades, played a bit more of that.
Oh, yeah.
That's been going well. And
good, isn't it?
It is good, yeah. I've been enjoying it. And then
telling you.
A final bit of the Castlevania collection on Switch, and I've only finished the first Castlevania game in the collection,
right?
Which is the NES original.
Well, to be fair, mate, you've been getting through a lot, so I think we can forgive you for that one.
Let
me finish in the first one. What about you, Jake? What have you been playing?
I've been playing quite a few different games. So I played Void Bastards, which you probably would have seen the video that we did about it this week just gone. I played that quite a bit. I played Hades again. I'm playing Islanders. I love that, I'm always on this Islanders.
It's really nice.
Chill game.
I don't know if we did we do a video on Islanders?
We absolutely did, yeah.
You guys
it's a very chill RTS sort of thing, but RTS is completely, that's not what it is. It's just about building. It's more, it's like puzzly,
city management?
Meditative. But it's, I guess it is. But it's more like making a diorama that looks nice.
Yeah.
And you get points. There's only one sort of good, resource. So it's not even a resource.
It's the game that Peter Molyneux wished that he'd made, basically. And because
it's so simple.
Is this what Goddess should have been? Sort of thing?
That's. I'd go as far as saying that. Yeah. I've been playing No Man's Sky again because there's a big update.
I love that you do that. You always play before the update arrives because, I guess you get all excited about the update.
You get yourself back in the flow.
And
exactly.
I love that.
And also, and I'll tell you why I'm doing it. It's so I can see what my home planet and my base looks like now, and
a little refresh before.
And then when they change the biomes inevitably and stuff, I'm like, oh, it's different.
Yeah.
So and also, I just want to remember just stupid stuff like the buttons and how you make things and all this, so I can really get the most out of it when it comes out. And I'm playing Final Fantasy VII on the Switch still. I'm pushing on with that. So quite a few games. Oh, and Apex Legends, as always. I'm just on that pretty much all the time.
Yeah,
to be honest, that's my main
We should play some more because it's. I honestly was fancy. It's really kept my interest. I haven't been playing it anywhere near as much as you have, but it is still it's still on my PlayStation, and I still always sort of think, maybe
Well, yeah.
I quite fancy jumping into that.
What it is, it's properly the Colosseum in it because it's just something that you said, but my daughter and my wife now, because I got married, guys, if you didn't know, they it's when there's nothing on telly, they'll suggest it. They will suggest it. Do you want to go on Apex? And Ellie says, "Do you want to fly on a zipline?" Because I play Pathfinder. That's it. That's the code word in our house, and it's on all the time. And they root for it. They love watching it, and it's not like any other game when they don't give a fuck if I die or lose. Like when I'm playing like Bloodborne and that, they love it if I die. Specifically Ellie, but this like it's good entertainment for them in the house. Like they love watching it, and so it's always on. And there's a lot of big information about the game coming up this week. So the game's got really harsh criticisms from like people that play it a lot because it's had like pretty much nothing that's happened since they announced that. But I'll pass. They introduced a new character, which you guys have. We were all playing Octane, remember? Nothing has happened since then apart from like fixing bugs. But because Fortnite is like updating every week, people are like comparing that to Apex, and obviously the hype that it had was bigger than Fortnite at one point, right? It had bigger views.
Well, the numbers were bigger than Fortnite.
That's what I mean. Yeah, and now it's completely. I think it's like top 25 on Twitch. If that, where it was like number one big.
But it's it's about if the developer is just what is their objective? Are they? I'm assuming EA are pretty hands off with stuff with it because of the way that the game came into existence and stuff, and it wasn't like they were. So maybe they don't have as much pressure, or maybe the developer is just valuing their happiness a little bit more.
Well, that's what they've said on record, right?
Exactly. So, but with Fortnite, it's the exact opposite, right? You're getting stories about crunch and stuff coming out, like bad employee
crunch stories,
and bad employee sort of
work-life balance and stuff.
So that's the cost, I suppose, isn't it? So if, I don't play it all the time. So obviously I would feel a little bit more inclined to say this, but I'm totally with Epic Games on their policy towards it. Just fucking everyone chill out. You can play it as much as you want, but if you want, you can't constantly pump stuff out, because if you do that, there is a cost to it. Like, so.
I'm hoping there'll be more content next week, and all they need to do is make the map at night. And then people will be happy. It's 2 maps. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. That's easy though. Like rain, weather effects, fog, and whatever. If you want to do that,
make a night mode, make a day mode, and then that way there's like
fog, rain to affect sound and vision and stuff. And
I mean that's what
snow.
That's what Vince and the boys was doing with Modern Warfare 2 and that, right? They had the night map and the day map, and it's like such a simple idea, and it gives a couple of heroes, isn't it? Come on, boys. Anyway,
That's a fucking early 90s rap thing, like Vince and the
boys. With a Z, of course.
Vince and the boys.
Have you been playing anything?
Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Divinity Original Sin 2 on console, and it's taken me so long to get into the console version of it. I played it like when it came out quite a bit and stuff, but I don't know, I didn't really gel with it as well as I did with the PC one. I just loved the PC version of it so much, like the clicking on stuff and
the huge toolbars at the bottom.
Oh yeah,
everything is so well designed for PC
game. Yeah, it's amazing. So it took me ages to get into it on console, but it's like the most relaxing. It's just one of the best sofa games going for me at the moment, because it's like if especially if you work like a 9 to 5 sort of thing, and a lot of people. What I have done in the past is like put something that's pretty mindless on, like Destiny or something, where it's just like. Dopamine shots, like just.
That's what I'm doing with Apex.
I love it. Right? Yeah, Apex, exactly. I love that sort of thing. But then Divinity's a little bit more like you have to be a little bit more engaged with it, but the pace is so slow that it's really nice to just like stroll around and do the battles which are turn-based, so you can come at it at your own pace, and it's just like the perfect living room game as well. So pretty much I'm settled on the fact that it is the best game since Bloodborne now, because it's just
best game since 2050.
Yeah, but it is. But that's the best game ever. So that's pretty, that's pretty good. Pretty good going. And I think I was so happy with it on the PC and the console version. I just thought but now that I'm having this amazing experience on 2 different platforms in 2 different ways, because we played a lot of Divinity Original Sin 2 on PC co-op. So I've had 2 very different experiences with the same game,
because now you're controlling like
parties
all 4
and different
of the
characters. I'm controlling all 4 of them instead of just my own character and stuff. It's just it's amazing. I've also been playing Total War 3 Kingdoms, which I have like I don't know, I think it's really good. I think it's a very good Total War game. It's really, really polished. It took me a while to get it looking nice, because like my, the default graphic things that it was giving me just looked really ugly somehow. Like it adds like sharpness and stuff to it, and it ends up just not looking very good. So after a lot of tweaking and stuff, I ended up getting it looking nice. Obviously, the art style is amazing for Three Kingdoms. You know, the like Chinese sort of skill tree is just the best skill tree I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, and it is really good on a lot of fronts, but it's just not special. I don't know. It's just not, it doesn't. I think because I was on such a high after the Warhammer games, and then the Thrones of Britannia. You know, you could play as like Welsh factions, which was like I love that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But with this, I just don't. I admire it. I feel like Napoleon, that game when Napoleon Total War came out, because that was a very good, very solid Total War game at the time. That's what my feeling was. But I just didn't like love it. I just didn't think, for some reason, I just didn't connect with it very well. So yeah, Three Kingdoms is really good. I need to spend a lot more time with it. I've played through one campaign as Liu Bei, and it's the hero system and stuff. There is a lot of new interesting stuff going on. Yeah, for sure. Like, but you played it.
I played it briefly. So I got Sega sent us some codes before. It was like 1 day before my wedding, and then I went to Greece tonight. So I had like a good 4 hours on it. Yeah, and you can turn the hero system off too, right?
Yeah, so you can choose romance or historical, and you can even jump in the menu to like have a romance look, like it basically just changes the color palette sort of thing, or historical, so it sort of washes it out and make it more.
I can't remember, one's like Romance of the Freakins, when it was like the archives of the Freakins.
Exactly.
One of them was like a very down the middle looking. It was like this, a bit more fantastical and stuff.
One of them, the archives one looks like the movies, like the huge like epics like from the 50s and 60s and stuff, where you've just got like, I think that's one thing is actually nailed the look of like how the units move and stuff, and when you see them kind of films and stuff, and you see like all the troops running in formation and all the banners sort of going in, you can that's sort of in the background, and then when you zoom in close to see two heroes fighting and you see like all these banners and flags and stuff move, it looks like exactly how you imagine that period looks and how that period's been put in films and stuff. They nailed that for sure.
But yeah, I literally played the first 2 or 3 battles and then looked at the new systems and then thought, right, well, what's the point in getting into this before I go off for a week? Yeah. So I went off and played something else.
Trying to sound too happy about that, mate.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, well, because you need to spend a lot of time. You need to respect the game, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I didn't have enough time to respect. I'll tell you what, quickly, I played after that anyway. I went to my sister's house because the day before the wedding, couldn't be in the same house as the bride and all this. Yeah. So I went to stay at my sister's and my brother-in-law's. And I played Overwatch, for the first time. I say for the first time. I played the beta on PS4 when it came out. I think it was like 2014 or something. Maybe 2015. And I played it on PC and I played a couple of fucking games, It's quite good. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, what
that's
else?
A blistering hot take from Jake.
Just wanted to put it out there.
Yeah. Very good. All right, so let's read an email before we do some topics then. So
yeah, sure.
Okay.
This is coming to our inbox at dspecialmoves@gmail.com. That's dspecialmoves@gmail.com. If you want to send us in an email, use that address and we'll have a little chat about whatever you have sent in. So this one is from Adam, who says, "Good day, chaps. Long time fan since the PGG days. Loving the newish channel." Yeah, it's been... It is newish at this point, isn't it?
It's almost been a year.
It's not new now, is it?
Oh, yeah. It's... Yeah.
Mad.
A year, September, I think.
It's not as old as PGG, so I guess that's new. You're old or you're new, innit?
Let's call it the newest.
The latest. Yeah.
So Adam says, I'm a new patron. Keep up the good work. Keep it on the sofa, though.
You.
Twitch is dreadful. Well, thank you for the feedback, Adam.
Thank you, Adam.
So Adam says, my fiance and I are travelling to Japan, Tokyo, for the first time in July, and I wondered if you... Liam specifically, probably, had any recommendations for either stuff to do or to buy while in Japan that we won't get in the West. We're both big gamers and love our Switches. I'm originally from Cheltenham but live in I feel like you've shortened the name of the place there. Oh no, it's Cambodia. I thought he'd shortened the name of an English town or something. Okay. I'm originally from Cheltenham but live in Phnom Penh, Cambodia.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
see what I mean?
Yeah. Like it was Feltenham, Pennington or
something. That's it. Like Lancs, you know what I mean? He says, there's 0 gaming shops here, so very excited to buy physical but not literal shit. I don't know what that means. The fiancé and I are both high school teachers. Keep up the good work, lads. Cheers, Adam. Right, stuff to buy or stuff to do in Japan. Liam.
Well, I've never been to Japan, so I don't know how much.
But you have in a virtual sense.
Unless you count like Yakuza, then I've spent millions.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what we're talking about here, mate. I think.
From what I know, they've got loads of like collectible type shops, like loads of game shops in where is it?
Japan, mate.
No, I'm trying to think. There's a specific district in Japan.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it is. But
imagine if he pulls this district out. That'd be fucking sick.
I think it might be Akibara or something.
Right.
And it's full of like
well, we
electronic...
don't... I mean, we're just going to have to accept that.
I think that's what it is. It's sick.
But yeah, it's like renowned for its game shops and its cafes and stuff like that. And I don't know. Yeah, there's just like if you're into games, there's loads big arcades and stuff over there, like Club Sega. They're called the big arcades over there. And they go mad on them. So if you want to play some arcade games,
is there any?
There you go.
Is he on about when he says physical stuff? Does he mean like is there any like exports that you'd recommend you get? Because if that's true, I don't know if you can get them on like a Switch, can you? Like if you've got a Cambodian Switch, can you play Japanese?
It's free. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So is there any exports that I think that might be the question, I think. Like, do you know any good Japanese games? Like, for example...
exclusives.
Yeah, like Judge Eyes, for example, which is Judgment. It's been out since December. There's no point in getting that if you're going in July because the game's out over here in June.
Yeah.
But like Persona or whatever, do you know anything that's banging in the East that's not even out in the West, isn't it, basically?
Digimon is still massive in Japan. Like the games specifically, there's loads of exclusive Digimon games.
Nice.
I don't know what else. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to Japan. Me and Laura are going to Japan in March for our honeymoon because we're getting married later this year. But we're having a honeymoon like months after. And we're sort of thinking along the same lines. It's like you feel like because you're going there, you want to like make sure that you don't want to come back thinking, man, I should have got one of them, or I should have seen that, or whatever, because it's a big trip going to Japan because of it's very expensive, but it's also like a 14-hour flight or whatever. So
Studio Ghibli Museum.
It's opening next year, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's a theme park. The museum's available right now.
Oh, okay.
Go there, mate.
So
see some Miyazaki.
Get back to me, Adam. Tell me what you did and what you saw, and give me some notes for when I go and go to that district. Give it a Google.
Get on the old fucking Sega Arcade Club or whatever, innit?
Yeah, nice one. Right, thanks for that. So, should we talk about E3 for a little bit then?
All right.
So that's happening next week.
Yeah. So it starts on Sunday, Jake's birthday, June 9th, and it's gonna kick off with, I think it's I don't know actually because technically EA State of Play is before E3, but really everyone starts E3 from there, don't they?
Yeah.
State of Play is always like 6 hours before.
What are the big headlines though? Sony's not in it this time.
Sony can't be arsed, can they? They're going to probably do a State of Play. Big rumour this week was there was a State of Play coming. This week just gone, I mean.
Yeah.
And it was going to show The Last of Us off in some detail.
Yeah. Loads
of people reported that Jason Schreier reported it and stuff like that. So not just like recent era people. It was like proper people had all heard it. But then all of a sudden it didn't happen, and what we got instead was Death Stranding. We'll get onto that later. But the big rumour is that Sony have got something lined up for this week, just before E3.
Right.
It's like that Nintendo Direct thing that they did State of Play. Just with a couple of updates on The Last of Us. And I don't know what else, because we know what's happening with Death Stranding, because we just saw a big fat trailer. More on it later again. And then Square Enix are probably taking Final Fantasy VII with them to E3, right? So that's all I know about Sony, and that's what everyone's heard from everyone else.
Microsoft is still going.
And they're bringing 14 first-party games to E3.
Which would include
14.
Halo Infinite is the only one that we
know of. Gears 5, they've got that.
Yeah.
Some gameplay
but
for that,
14,
I think.
like, that's a lot, isn't it?
There's a lot of rumours going around about Microsoft at the minute.
Yes, there is.
One of them is there might be a new Perfect Dark game.
I heard about Perfect Dark, and then the other one, obviously, I haven't heard anything about, but I just hope it is Fable 4. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's been rumoured for so long.
About
that is going to be like, that's probably one of my most anticipated, but Microsoft have come with it every year. They had Cyberpunk last year, which, by the way, Cyberpunk has been announced for E3, but there's no mention of where.
Yeah, right.
I'm assuming that because they were in like Microsoft's good graces last year, and Sony on there, who else is going to do Cyberpunk? It won't be at the PC Gamer weekend. So yeah, I think we're going to see it now.
I think we'll get a gameplay demo at Microsoft stage.
Again, we got like a half an hour one last time, right? So hopefully something like that. Now the big rumor for me, big time, is this From Software bullshit. So we spoke about this at all?
Asterisk, not actual bullshit. It's,
no, actually, potentially the best fucking thing going.
Hot stuff.
So there's this huge rumor about Great Rune, which is a From Software game developed by Miyazaki himself, who, by the way, didn't do anything on Sekiro. The only character he made or even worked on for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice was that guy in the pot that wants to become a carp.
Right, that makes a lot of sense.
Because he's been doing something else. And the big rumor is Great Rune. Now, George R.R. Martin from Game of Thrones fame has said, I've been consulting on a game in Japan. But months and months and months ago, this has been a rumour. Now, more stuff's flashed out.
Yep.
There's been videos online of digital artists showing off their portfolio because they've just left for a new job. And they're creating like Nordic-looking stuff. Long story short, this is supposed to be a Nordic-based Dark Souls successor. Miyazaki is saying it's actually a Dark Souls successor. It's an open-world game where you go around on horseback, you're killing various lords to gain their powers. George R. R. Martin helps write the game and consults on it. And it's got this big Viking quality to it. It's supposedly coming out at the end of this year, which seems crazy to me because Sekiro came out in March. But the big rumour is that will be at Microsoft's conference. And that will be the announcement of the whole thing for me if they announce that, to be honest.
That would be, I'm hoping to see some stuff about that. I'm actually, I can say with some honesty that this is the only game that I'm looking forward to.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God, man.
None of the other stuff is this. That's sort of how I've always been anyway. Like stuff doesn't really get me excited until immediately before it comes out, or afterwards, I guess. And I guess I'm looking forward to the Star Wars game a little bit.
Yeah.
But this is the only one where I'm like, fucking hell, I need to see some stuff right now.
So the Star Wars thing is Jedi Fallen Order, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So that they've got some
so that's
boring looking protagonist being a Jedi, but it's an interesting it's an interesting setting and stuff, and it's crucially it's a game where you play as a Jedi in a Star Wars game,
which is out this year.
Amazing, which is out this year, and amazingly is that you'd feel like we'd be drowning in that shit. We're drowning in games where you're an assassin, like crawling around on rooftops and stuff in various historical settings, and yet the last time there was a game where you properly played as a Jedi, not counting Star Wars Battlefront, was what? Force Unleashed?
Yeah.
Was like 2 hours long or something.
Yeah.
So the second one was not a great game.
No, and it had like this weird, like, the lightsaber didn't feel like a sword, it just felt like a
baseball bat is the common complaint.
That's it, is it? Yeah, that's exactly it. Like you sort of knock them round.
Yeah.
Right.
So you like knock them up and knock them.
You hit a stormtrooper and you get back up. Which really shouldn't happen with a lightsaber.
You want to be melting them
You're going to be slashing that fucker in half. Like the slasher, right?
Yeah. Well,
he's not called a batter, is he?
It's been confirmed to be opening the show on June the 9th at EA State of Play.
What, the Star Wars game?
Yeah, there's going to be a half an hour feature of it straight away, hosted by Greg Miller and Andre Renee.
Yeah.
So it's there's going to be probably a look at the gameplay.
Yeah.
Now I'm assuming because they're only months away from doing it.
Yeah.
And State of Play, EA State of Play is also going to feature half an hour of Apex Legends, which will also mark the start of Season 2. No Anthem, which is a bit of a shocker. No Anthem at all. The Sims, FIFA, NFL. Anything there that strikes your interest?
Strong no.
Yeah.
What about Ubisoft?
That's the one I'm not really sure what they're bringing. And there's
no
Beyond
AC.
Good and Evil 2.
That's getting its own thing, isn't it?
Yes.
I tell a lie. I'm looking forward to Beyond Good and Evil 2 as well.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you that there's going to be nothing there.
No, apology accepted. But
that Just Dance fucking panda thing.
Yeah, I'm sure
that's
that'll
actually
be brilliant.
Gonna be pretty sick.
I'm sure that'll be really good. There's no Assassin's Creed this year.
No Far Cry.
Isn't there already been one this year?
Yeah,
Wasn't
New
there?
Dawn.
New Dawn, that
Came
was
out
it.
February,
I played
There's
that.
no Skull and Bones because they've delayed that for a year and a half.
Yeah, that's the pirate game.
So
Multiplayer pirate game.
are we safe to assume then that it'll be a lot of focus on that new Ghost Recon game, the one with the Punisher in it?
Yeah.
Probably.
And there'll be a Splinter Cell
What's that
CGI
called?
only teaser.
Blackout.
Breakpoint.
I think that we'll get a CGI teaser.
Do you know what game I would look forward to?
Yeah.
Like if you called it a Ghost Recon, whatever.
Yeah,
If
Ghost
you call
Recon.
it Assassin's Creed
The next
But even
one.
that, they wouldn't do it. They'd change it to any means necessary, wouldn't they?
and Call of Duty, JJJJJJJJJJJJ, like someone's just leant on a keyboard.
Fucking, that would be sick.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I know. Or F to lead into it even more. So Ubisoft, no idea. Oh, I forgot to say. Xbox is on the 9th of June, you know?
Yeah.
9 at night. Jake's birthday. 9 o'clock at night.
Well, that's what they usually do, isn't it? They have the press conferences, then the event opens to everyone.
Yeah. Oh shit, I didn't know. So that's we've peaked early then. Then we've also got Bethesda right after that. Mm-hmm. What are they bringing? Any guesses?
They've confirmed no Elder Scrolls.
Doom.
Doom Eternal, yeah.
Yeah.
I
What else
don't
have they
know what
got?
else.
I'll
Probably
tell
got
you
another
what.
Fallout.
Elder Scrolls
Wolfenstein.
6 was...
Yeah, well, they've got a new Wolfenstein out in July.
Yeah. Elder Scrolls... Something on Elder Scrolls 6. Like,
No,
even a
they've just
CGI...
confirmed. That's not happening.
What, they've said there's not happening?
Mm-hmm. They said they won't.
I know, yeah.
So,
yeah.
What's the point then? Do you
I
know
don't
what I
know
mean?
if
within
they-
3. Yeah.
I don't know if they said anything about Starfield
Oh, yeah, of course it'll be
or whatever
Starfield.
that's
dude.
going to be.
It's got to
Yeah.
be Starfield.
Yeah.
If
I
it's
don't
not
know
going to
if
be
they said anything
Fallout,
about
it's
that.
not going to be fucking thingy, is it? Elder Scrolls. What else can it be? What else have they got? Doom. Rage 2 they've been banging on about. That's out. They can't be doing anything other than Starfield.
Do you know what's going to be
Surely not.
interesting though? Is how do they pitch Doom now that you've already got Doom, and you've had Rage, and even though Rage 2 was like sort of slightly middling reviews, you didn't it basically ticks the fucking
Fast.
FPS awesomeness box, right, for a lot of people. So how do you do that again? But this time you're this is just even better than the last time we
Literally,
did it.
it's going to be better than Rage 2, isn't it?
Yeah, well, exactly. But it'll probably be bigness. It'll be massive guns and shit like that, and it'll be
Biggest biceps on a demon.
it will be,
ever.
it will be. But then
Well, they put
you
a chain on the
sword through it.
shotgun, don't they? Do you remember
More
that
They have
demo?
done that.
chains.
Yeah,
They did
yeah,
that.
Yeah, it'll be madder stuff. Won't
Yeah.
it? It'll be
What else can
More
they do?
metal soundtrack.
yeah.
Wolfenstein Starfield. That's what I reckon. Big time. Nothing else. And yeah, a boring look at Doom that no one really cares about anymore because of Rage, and it's so close. Devolver is also that day.
Wolfenstein Starfield sounds like a German town
Yeah.
for a football team.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein Starfield.
I'd wear that on a football jersey or whatever. Right, Devolver. They're on as well.
Yeah.
And PC Gaming
So
Show.
the indie developers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never quite know what Devolver's going to do because it's
Always interesting stuff. I suppose.
it's
Yeah.
always more of a theatric show than
Gimmicks,
Yeah.
isn't there?
than a presentation.
Maybe my friend Pedro stuff. I don't
Someone
know.
exploded last year on the stage.
There we go.
at
How do you top
Devolver.
someone exploding? A couple more people
Yeah.
exploding in
Not sexually, just
combustion.
exploding.
Yeah. PC Gamers Show is the next day then. So this is the one. It's being hosted by Day 9. Forgot what his real name is. You know the
day 9.
StarCraft commentating guy.
Sean
Yeah, Sean something.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was the guy that was on stage when Cliff Brzezinski said no 60-player multiplayer bullshit. It was the guy on stage with him.
Right.
I really help you visualise.
You remember that
PC
one?
Gaming Show, I don't know what to expect from it. It's probably going to be something like Vampire the Masquerades 2, which
Yeah.
will, and then maybe another, at this point, patronising look at Mountain Blade 2. Remember that game that's been in development for 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
There'll be that again. Then there's Ubisoft that night, so it'll be Splinter Cell, I think. What do you reckon?
I think I feel like it's going to be quite a quiet one this year. I feel like next year is going to be massive console announcements.
Yeah.
And this year is going to be the year before, which is sort of a bit of a...
It'll be literally people just showing in detail stuff that we know. Because,
Yeah.
do you know what? To be honest,
And
yeah.
swan song games like Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, it's only 2 days though, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Xbox Bethesda are on one day, then you've got Devolver. Then the next day is PC Gamer, Ubisoft. Kind of Funny have got their own big thing, haven't they? Which has been...
Oh yeah, they have
Remember
the
that?
showcase. Yeah.
Yeah, which is really high up on the bill, believe it or
Right.
not. So who knows what they're showing. And then Square Enix close out the thing. Well, they don't, because Nintendo have their own thing that they have to, but that doesn't
Yeah.
count as E3 because it's just a fucking video. But Square Enix close it. So it'll be. This is what I'm hoping for. Best case scenario, yeah. Starfield gameplay and it looks fucking good. Great Rune and it is the best game ever made. Fable 4. Thank you very much.
Cinematic. You know, I love the From Software like cinematic trailers and stuff. And
yeah, well, they never look like amazing, like the Sekiro one where it's like just looks like the game.
Well, the Bloodborne one.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
where it's
dragging
like,
the body.
all that did really was let you know that this isn't like high fantasy. This is like
Set the tone.
gothic horror, and
yeah,
and it got you, know, got you ready for the theme of what it was going to be. So,
but if it's really true that the game's coming out in November, hopefully we'll just fucking see the fucking show us the game. Innit?
Yeah. Talking about another game that's coming out in November, Death Stranding's been given a release date as part of its big thing this week, November the 8th, which is my birthday, Mike Williams' birthday.
Is it?
It is, mate.
No way.
Yeah.
Liam, what's happening on your fucking birthday, Liam?
I don't know.
That's good, that, you know.
Death Stranding's out on November the 8th.
Yeah.
Please don't use that information to, do any,
Buy him Death Stranding, innit? Buy him that baby version. Fucking wow. That'd be funny, yeah, because he wouldn't like it. Look at this. Imagine if you replaced that with that baby in a jar. It'd be fucking well funny.
Don't do that.
All right. By the way, do you know what I've got to say? Just because I don't want people to comment about this, so I just need to get out of the way quick before we move on to Death Stranding. Nintendo are at E3, by the way, and they are probably the one that I'm looking forward to the most. So can we just quickly...
But this is what...
It's Animal Crossing announcement, and it'll be fucking Zelda and hopefully Pikmin.
Yeah.
But Animal
Crossing... Zelda, the...
Link's Awakening.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
Because
Didn't Nintendo pull out of E3 a few years ago?
Quite a while ago now.
Yeah.
And
so
then they
they're
kickstarted
not...
Nintendo Direct, which is...
But this is, yet again, this is just going to be another thing that just happens around E3, but it's not...
Yeah, because this Tuesday coming up, they've got a Pokemon Direct, and then the day after E3, June 11th, is their E3 conference. But don't call it.
It's just right. If you're going to pull out,
they have a presence
to it.
there.
Do you know what I mean?
I think they have like the treehouse thing there. Where they have the live stream, and then they have some kiosks you can. Go
I just
and play
don't want
games
to leave the people that'll be talking about Animal Crossing in the comment section to feel like we didn't fucking look about it. So there we go.
Scary bunch then, the Animal Crossing fans. You don't want to get angry, do you?
Hold the grudge, don't they? All right,
hey, we talk about a lot of Nintendo on here.
Go on, Death Stranding.
So Death Stranding was it was a big sort of another sort of cinematic story-driven trailer type thing. I don't know what you call it. Liam called it a short film, which is
might as well have been.
It's I mean, Kojima would call it a short film, I guess. What did you guys think of that? What was your reaction? And also to the release date. Were you expecting it to get a date?
Well, I think everybody's looking forward to what Liam's got to say about it, really.
Go on, Liam.
Well, I don't want to say any surprise, but I am 100% on board for this.
Yeah.
I'm ready for Kojima's Wild Ride. I can't wait. And, so I don't know.
You have to wait till Mads Mikkelsen gets off.
I don't really know what to say about it because what is it?
Right.
Well,
exactly.
obviously we sort of know what it is. It looks part Postman Simulator, and then occasional like dimension time traveling into the past, and they had like World War One,
just like Postman Pat.
Exactly. And then there was a bit of combat, bit of melee combat. Even had a bit. They even had the classic Metal Gear stealth get caught sound.
Yeah.
Which was a nice little
cheeky.
touch.
Probably this close from a lawsuit as well.
Mm-hmm. And they've probably changed the pitch just enough.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a
it's an E, not an F.
Yeah. And then it was probably the clearest look we've had at the game since, the least cryptic. Anyway.
Yeah, that is sort of what happens in it, and as time goes on, it becomes slightly less mysterious. Because if you think back to the first trailer, the first thing you ever saw of Death Stranding, and you're like, what the...
It was a naked Norman Reedus cradling a baby on a beach, and then that baby disappeared, and he started crying.
Yeah.
And then he turned round, and there was some big ethereal creatures.
And now there's radial menus.
When did you have Guillermo del Toro holding a baby?
That was the second trailer.
That was the second trailer.
And you had
then the reveal of Mads
coming out of a sewer, looking like Sam Fisher.
His full marine gear, and then skeletons behind him.
So more questions there, but then as time goes on,
it's starting to make sense.
Yeah, exactly. And now you just like, oh, it's just a video game.
Yeah,
like
7 out of 10.
Like I say, cheeky boy. There's a radio menu, which was just like, all right, it's definitely the Horizon Zero Dawn engine.
Yeah.
And then do you know what I can't? This is the one thing I've got to be cynical about. Yeah. Hideo Kojima's been writing all these fucking essays on Twitter and like about how the game's bringing people together, and I'm pretty sure all it's going to be is when you're in that like realm of like the walking simulator bit with the nice like mossy mountains, you can put a ladder down. I reckon other players are going to be able to see those ladders, so you're going to traverse the environment together, build the rope to help people. Remember?
Well, it could be something tiny, but nothing. Genuinely, nothing has made me feel like thankful and closer to other players playing a game as the messages in Bloodborne. And that's literally a system. But for me specifically, it was because that was the first Dark Souls game I played.
This is exactly what
Bloodborne was the first Dark Souls game I played. Do you hear what I just said?
Yeah, this is exactly what I think as well. That it's just going to be that from software effect.
And it's it's such a simple. It makes so much sense. You just leave a little note on the floor. You've got a very finite pool of phrases that you can use. Simple as, but it's so effective, and you get like humor out of it. You get loads of stuff out of it. And so hopefully it will be something like a little system like that just
where it's not as intrusive as other players in your world, but the remnants of their actions, which is exactly what happens in Dark Souls and stuff. So like you can sometimes see the ghosts of players that have fell off cliffs and stuff in that. And like you're saying, you've got this message system, which unless the community is a piece of shit, like in Dark Souls 2, and they're all just trolling you, it's really helpful. Like Bloodborne is so fucking good. Like don't turn left and stuff, and I think it's going to be like that sort of thing, so like a passive multiplayer system, and that's it. But the time skips the dimensions, and I think I don't know, I haven't seen many people talk about this on the internet, but I think the very first thing that I noticed on the trailer was it was like Mads Mikkelsen's talking to this baby, blah blah blah, which talking to it like it's a family member. And then it's like, for those that can't let go of the past. And then it's like, what's his name? Troy Baker's like, don't worry, I know somebody. And then, so it's like Mads Mikkelsen is like a hitman trying to get this it's like, he can't let go of the past life and he wants this baby back. And that's why he's hunting. That's what it seems like. Yeah. It seems like he's like a mercenary trying to kill Sam Bridges or whatever to get this fucking baby. Like, that seems really obvious to me. But everyone's like, oh, I don't understand that. I think, it can't be that kind of. It's like Get Out. When I watched the trailer for that, it's like, they're just hypnotizing.
I saw one theory that was like, maybe they think the story's about like trying to cross the veil, gone wrong experiments, and it's sort of like just shattered dimensions and stuff, and that's what the little ghost people are who come out and like hunt you down.
Like the Stephen King story, The Mist, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah.
When it opens, accidentally opening a portal to another dimension full of demons that appear in a fog or a mist. But you know what?
Event Horizon.
Greatest
films ever made.
Exactly, yeah.
That makes you so angry.
It does. I hate Event Horizon. I hate it.
So I've got to say that like the funniest moment for me was the Kojima name system. It was like Heartman, Die Hard Man, Dead Man, amazing.
Cliff.
And Mads Mikkelsen being called Cliff, which. So Sean said like he sounds like a bus driver.
He sounds like he's a fucking pub landlord, mate.
Yeah, Cliff. And this is another thing again, right? So Sean isn't really obviously into games, but she follows Hideo Kojima, on Twitter.
How could you not?
And she said, I need to read this. Have you read Kojima's explanation about the smoking? It's so fucking good.
Think so.
Right? Okay, it is simply this, right?
Bait your breath while we wait.
Fuck's sake. Do you know what? Yeah,
He's tweeted a lot.
Do you want me to read an email before you...
Well, I actually had it up, but what happened was... you know, Hideo Kojima just can't fucking help himself from like retweeting pictures of anything from pop culture ever.
Yeah.
And he has to post a film post every hour or else he'll die. That's how, but it was more or less him saying... Originally, when I wrote Cliff, he wasn't a smoker. But after spending time with Mads Mikkelsen and watching him smoke outside... Oh, here it is. Cliff, played by Mads in the new DS trailer, is a heavy smoker. When I first wrote the script, Cliff wasn't a smoker.
I love this Dear Diary voice.
Yeah.
You've got
Thank you. When I first wrote the script, Cliff wasn't a smoker, but I changed his character setting after seeing him smoke during the break of filming, and then it's loads of...
That shit was so hot.
Black and white, like pictures of Mads smoking and shit like that. So... It's
amazing.
I love it, and I love
it's the greatest love story ever.
It's going to be the perfect game. It's going to be... No game will compare.
I really reckon that this game is going to absolutely smash 9 out of 10 material because of its presentation. At the end of the day, The Last of Us, and I know this is something I've said before, and it's not very popular, but I don't care. Last of Us gameplay isn't very exciting to me. It's quite shit, actually. Uncharted's got better gameplay, and you can tell it's in the Uncharted engine, But it's the story that makes everyone talk about it. If it can do something like that, it doesn't matter if the gameplay is quite boring. Because when you saw that thing when he was running away from them men with like who looked like beekeepers and they had those sticks, you were like, oh, right then.
Hit him with a suitcase.
It was very Horizon Zero Dawn-y looking, but well, without giant robots and just with men in suits. So I was like, but it doesn't matter because as long as the story's fucking sick, which I'm pretty sure it will be, unless he fucks up big time. Which
but it's general sort of, the word story. When you say the story in Last of Us is really good, that to me means everything, like the tone setting, characters, music, even stuff like just stuff that isn't gameplay that makes you feel sort of immersed.
Yeah, totally.
Because that is probably the most intriguing thing about Death Stranding is just like wanting to like unravel it and figure out what things are and what So that mystery element is the most intriguing thing for me, really. But so have you got anything else to say about Death Stranding? Or should we move on and read an email?
Do you have anything to say about Death Stranding? What do you think of it?
I mean, I don't want to. All right. I mean, I'm not looking. So the clue was earlier on when I said the only game I'm looking forward to is not Death Stranding, basically. So I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be good. I am sure it will be good. But I can't remember the last time anything was like this. This isn't even just like hype. This is like, oh, it's a genius at work is about to bestow a fucking great work on us. And I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm sure it will be good. And I'm sure like that, it's got good cast and stuff in it. It's got everything going for it. It's got Kojima working on it. Kojima's using his own, like nothing is holding him back. And he's got his own team, with his name all over it, working on it.
Literally,
exactly. So everything is shaping up nicely. But I'm not looking forward to it. I guess, I don't know. I'm just not like on the edge of my seat looking forward to it. And I'm really curious to see what the reviews are going to be. I actually think it's going to be quite divisive. I think it is going to get like proper glowing reviews. But I think in terms of themes and stuff that it's trying to do, I reckon some reviews are going to be like, what the fuck is this? It's just too it's just doing very pretentious stuff in a certain way or whatever. I think it's gonna make some reviewers like turn their noses a little bit, but I do think it's gonna get like 9s and 10s as well. Yeah, you know what I mean, I think it's gonna be that kind of game, which any work of genius, it's that's what it needs to be, I guess, isn't it? Like provocative. So yeah, that's where I'm at, I suppose. So let's do another email then. So this is into dearspecialmoves@gmail.com. This is from George Henderson in Preston, who says, "Hi, I'm quite new to Total War, and therefore I'm a bit shit at it. I often hear Mike singing its praises, and I can see that they are excellent games, but they have a steep learning curve. I want to be good at this new one, and one day raise the difficulty, but it seems to be a task too far. I imagine with the release of Three Kingdoms only a few days ago, you guys are already in the process of making a video, but I thought a cool idea would be for you to make a little beginner's guide or a 7 top tips for new players to Total War type of video. Obviously, this serves my selfish needs, and I know whatever you do will be great. Also, I recall you guys bouncing around the idea of Liam making a history of Pokemon video. I understand it wouldn't be very current right now. Are you joking, mate? Just after fucking Detective Peaks? Yeah. But I thought it was a cool idea. I hope this can happen in the future. George Henderson in Preston.
Well, that's one viewer.
Thanks, George. Yeah. So no, I'm definitely not going to make a 7 top tips for new players to Total War type video, because there's loads of people who are really, really good at Total War who've already made like 20 of them. Check out a guy called Lionheart, right, who does like Let's Plays and stuff, but he's got like a guide for, I think it was Warhammer 1, which was like keyboard shortcuts and stuff, and like which really speed things up, and that's really good. So Lionheart, check out his it's like a 20-minute guide or something like that. I can't. It was about 20 minutes about just Total War mechanics, and it still applies to Three Kingdoms. Also, his Let's Plays are generally like, he plays it on like very hard, and you can just see how a good Total War player plays the game. And it's
don't most of the rules apply to like most of the games?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I know it's like this is a Chinese swordsman, but surely he's no different really than a goth swordsman or whatever.
They've got
swords are still the same thing. Really.
They've got different mechanics and stuff, it's more about once you figure out how the game plays, then the different mechanics and stuff you just learn to deal with, in the newer versions. So check out Lionheart. There's loads of others, but he's my favourite one. He's the best one, I think.
Do you know what my top tip is when I say top tip, by the way, I mean if I could tell myself one thing going back, it would be learn how cavalry works. Like, because what I mean is when you rush your cavalry in, that's something, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to do that.
That is something. I agree.
You rush your cavalry in,
then
you take them out again, then you rush them back in again, and you have to keep doing that. Whereas, like, I would just rush them in and then leave them. But that is like really effective. I found when I play anyway, constantly.
It's the charge bone.
That's what I mean. Yeah, pulling them back, doing that. So that's
that. Good
do you
tip.
Know what I mean?
Good tip.
Thanks, Jake, for the input in it.
No, spot on that, mate. Well done. Another really basic one, right? Is put your archers in the front.
Yeah.
Right, because the AI will put their archers in the front, and they will obviously, if your archers are behind your swordsmen and stuff, that's what a load of new players always do. They'll put like their melee units in the front and then their archers behind them, but then your melee units are in range of their archers and your archers can't fire back. So put your archers in front and they'll just run away. They'll be in skirmish mode.
I've heard you yell that before.
I do stuff like that, don't I?
Yelling archers.
Oh no, I know exactly what you're thinking of, mate, and I appreciate the thought. It's the Castlevania series. Pikes in front. The Castlevania TV series.
Great seeing that.
Nice one for getting into Total War, man. That's I'm very excited for you. Check out, if you like fantasy stuff. Honest to God, check out Warhammer, the first Total War Warhammer. It's the fucking best.
Is that
the fucking best.
Is that the one with dwarves?
It's the one with dwarves. It's got it's got like the undead. It's got orcs. It's got like all these like big fantasy tropes. Dragons, wizards, chucking fireballs. Spiders. It's like what if you watch Lord of the Rings and think this would be an amazing game. That's the closest we got, unfortunately. But it's fucking
still surprised they haven't done Total War Lord of the Rings yet.
Me too, mate.
It's like so obvious.
It's going to be in my grave. It's going to be in my grave. That.
Wait for that Amazon TV show, and that'll be distributed.
That's the one thing I'm looking forward to. Yeah, the spin-off residual pop culture shit that'll come out.
Although it didn't really work for Game of Thrones, did it? I mean,
no, it didn't.
A decade almost Game of Thrones, and what games did we get out of that? Fucking cool.
Yeah, it really didn't. Let's do one more email then before we move on to other stuff. This one is from Chris Carey, who says, Dear Special Moves, is GOG 2.0 the one launcher to rule them all? So this is like PC.
Oh, a nice little Lord of the Rings little thing there as well.
Yeah, nice. So this is the PC, game. If you don't game on a PC, there's software on PCs that are like called launchers, but they've got stores and everything, so you have all your games collected in one piece of software. So Steam, Valve, obviously the big one, but GOG have got one as well, which is a website. But anyway, is GOG 2.0 the one launcher to rule them all, with promises of coalescing all your friends lists and all your game libraries into one place? I find it hard to believe that the other launchers will allow this commingling.
Yeah,
interesting word. Surely everyone would need to be on board for this functionality to work. Too good to be true? ? Regards, Chris Carey. We've not touched on this at all, have we? In the podcast.
And I don't know if I've got it wrong or everyone else has got it wrong. What's more likely?
Liam, do you understand this? Do you want to explain what this is?
So GOG, they've got their own thing, PC app called GOG Galaxy, which is like their version of Steam. It's got their store built into it. It's a library. It's got cloud saving, achievements, auto updating your games and all that. Yeah. What you'd expect, really. And then they announced Galaxy 2.0, which they are pitching as a thing that collects all your different launchers together. So if you play, I play Final Fantasy 14, that's got its own launcher. I have games on GOG, I've got games on Steam, Origin, Epic, everything, all that. So what Galaxy is promising is to collect them all into one easy-to-use, convenient piece of kit, really.
Right, yeah.
And then they're also promising to import your friend list and stuff like that, so you can see, so and so is online on Steam, whereas the other person's online on Origin or whatever. So it's meant to be this one-stop shop, which I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called Launchbox.
Right.
Is a bit of software that already exists.
It does, yeah.
And it collects all your games into one. And I know on Steam you can add non-Steam games to your library, just by locating the program files. And then this is probably the first one from a big professional company GOG, who's
already in the business of selling your stuff as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
but it's a bit. I guess it's interesting. It is a bit messy, isn't it, on PC at the moment? Mainly because you had Steam, you had Valve, and then. That is still probably the biggest and main one for most people, right? But then EA launched Origin. They're quite aggressive with stuff, and they
Ubisoft came Uplay.
The Uplay one, which is just
Bethesda have got their own one.
Blizzard's one.
But now Bethesda's now you've got Bethesda doing it big style. You've got Epic, who have really like they're the really disruptive ones, aren't they? Like in terms of pulling people over and getting exclusives.
Yeah,
they've got games going onto Epic rather than Steam, so that's that's a big deal, right? So suddenly you've got loads of different bits of software that all basically function in the same way, but all your games are in different places. It's like if you fired up your PlayStation, but then within the PlayStation you had like a Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation sub library.
Well, this is the thing, man. This is what I'm confused about, right? The way that everyone's talking about it, like on the internet, is going to be the death of the Epic Games. So it's not because it's just linking it. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, let's say we got fucking Hades, it's Epic Games Store exclusive. I open it on GOG Galaxy. Surely that's just opening it. The Epic Games Store.
Yeah.
So it's not the death
running,
at all.
It's just a shortcut.
This is what I mean. Everyone's talking about it like it's the killer of all these things. Mate, it's not. It's just a conduit. It's still leading you to the Epic Games Store. It's basically just a fucking folder. And I don't understand it. I don't understand why everyone's talking about it being competition. Because it's not competition at all. And I'm sure that you'll have GOG things, but it doesn't mean that you... Like, if you... are playing a Steam game, it's still going to be on your Steam stat. Steam's still getting the data. So it's not taking anything away from Steam or Epic or what. So I don't know why people are being very on the offensive with it. And I guess maybe it's just a passion that they have against like Epic Games Store or against all these things and this inconvenience. But to me, it's just a bunch of fucking shortcuts, mate, on a good UI, which already exists with Launchboxy. And but what you guys are saying it and is making me think that I am right what I'm saying, right? It's not stopping any process. It's still going to load up Steam. So what's the point?
It's like if you own an Ubisoft game on Steam, you still have to boot up Uplay even if you've got it on Steam.
So this is just that, but it's like you guys are saying, like it's good if you've got like 6 launches and shit. But people who are saying it's the death of the Epic Games Store, guys, it's not how it works, man. But I wonder how it's going to work if you click on Store now. That's what I'm interested. Let's say it's got a store section in the GOG Galaxy. That'll be interesting. I'd love to see one store with, let's say it was, I don't know, pick a game like fucking Total War or something. Let's say it sold that on Epic and Steam. You could compare prices. Now that would be useful, right? Because if you're getting all the data from all these simultaneously, why not have the store data simultaneously? And then that way it'll help people find. It'll be like a comparison website then. So then it'll have really, and then you could have like and then business wise for them, they could have like a front page full of like the best deals and stuff like that. That would really work. To me, that makes loads of sense. But yeah, people talking about it like killing off the others when I'm thinking really it's just helping enable it. You know, that's a cool idea, sure, stopping people clicking 6 times, they can click 2 times instead is good,
Well, until it's out and people start using it regularly and stuff, we don't really know how it's going to pan out. Because if it gets massive uptake, then it'll be a big sort of disruptive thing. But until we see what the actual user numbers are and stuff, then it's difficult to
and again, it's not like Epic with Steam. It's not one or the other.
No,
it's very much both at once.
So let's talk about Pokemon Sleep quickly then before we do the new releases. So this is a really, really weird announcement. Well, it was as far as I'm concerned anyways. It's a game that is literally called Pokemon Sleep. Not a huge amount of details on it, but it essentially records like metrics from your sleeping patterns and uses that for like just gameplay.
It's like
somehow.
A pedometer, but with sleep.
Sleepometer.
It's like those that you see in the health tracking apps. Like there's one on my phone that refuses to turn itself off because it's just built into the phone, and that can like track your calories, how many steps you've taken, what you've eaten, how long you've exercised, and it always my phone asks me, were you asleep between so and so and so and so? And I just keep telling it to go away. But my phone already tracks my sleep. So I could use it in Pokemon.
Well, this is interesting because you need a peripheral, so you can't just put the app on your phone. You need something else that goes with it. Which
is a bit of hardware. Pokemon. It's got a name. They're making a new bit of
It's got a name, Poker something. It's
the Pokemon Go had the like little watch thing you could wear, and then with the Switch, you got the Pokeball Plus. They're making it another
Imagine if it was
one
like
of
an
them.
eye mask kind of thing, like a.
I reckon. Do you know what would be good?
Yeah.
Do you know what would be good? A Snorlax-shaped pillow that you had to sleep on. If it was just like a bit of giant bear that you just had to.
It is funny how they're trying to make a game out of sleeping.
It's mad.
They've made a game out of getting people to go out and exercise.
Yeah.
Now they've made a game out of trying to get people to sleep.
Fucking crazy that. That was part of like a Pokemon conference or something. Like Pokemon.
Yeah, there was a slew of announcements.
I think there was Pokemon Home as well.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Which was, it's like if do you know what Pokemon Bank was on the 3DS?
No.
It was like a cloud service where you could transfer your Pokemon from the DS games to the 3DS games.
Pokemon Bank. It's like co-op, you know. They've got like a co-op bank. Pokemon Funeral Services.
Get your travel insurance.
Pokemon Bank. Pokemon Funeral Services. Pokemon The Big Sleep.
There's another one. What was it? It was called Pokemon Masters, which is just like a battling game for mobile.
Pokemon Masters is like one that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, it does.
Sleep makes
it's like a 3v3 battle game or something.
Yeah, like that's obvious, but why? I don't know how they thought of that. Like, why don't we try and capitalize on a market that, other games can't do? What about when the players? I know this is crazy, but what about when they're asleep?
Yeah.
By God!
Our stats show that our most dedicated players are playing from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. So how? It's just like the most nuts.
I'm going to try it. Why not?
Of course you are.
Exactly,
are you going to get the thing though? You're going to get the peripheral.
If it's required,
if it's a giant Snorlax pillow,
I'm here to party, baby. If I need it, I need it.
If it's £20 and under, I'll do it just for like pure to say I've done it.
Yeah. Because we need.
If it's any more, no.
To say I was there.
Yeah.
If it's any more than 20 quid, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
This will be in list videos in 20 years of like.
Yeah, I can hear the Watch Mojo lady right now.
Yeah.
Pokemon Sleep
experiments.
Yeah.
It'll be up there with the virtual
Watch
boy.
Mojo lady. Yeah. I don't know what you get from sleeping, by the way. I don't know if you like, does it level up Pokemon? Does it give you items and stuff?
You get XP and bonus items in Pokemon Go.
Right, so it does work with Pokemon Go. It's not a completely separate game.
No, it links to your Pokemon Go account.
That's pretty.
What are they doing with those stats, though? Do you know what I mean?
That's what do you know what? That's the very first thing I said. As soon as I found out, what are they doing with that data?
Yeah. We're selling this onto our,
they're doing that
partners in the fucking pharmaceutical industry.
Because Pokemon Go, they obviously use it to track like where you go in, like how long you're staying at places.
Exactly. It's definitely data tracking. But why do they need sleep? Is it Vanilla Sky or something? Man?
It's crazy. But that's enough of that. Let's do some new releases before we wrap up then. So coming up this week, there's not a huge amount. There's a couple of games. Warhammer Chaos Bane. It's coming out on PC, PS4 and Xbox One on June the 4th, which I think is the Tuesday.
It is the
Jake,
Tuesday.
what is this game?
Warhammer Chaos Bane is a Warhammer-themed ARPG published by, can't remember, it's published by Big Ben.
Right.
And it's developed by, forgot the name.
You played this, didn't you?
I played it at Res,
Yeah. What did you think?
It was alright. It was a decent enough ARPG. I don't know if I'll pick it up, but I didn't really lean one way or the other on it. So I played it. I thought, okay.
I feel like there's a lot of games doing this now. There's a lot of games.
What, being ARPGs?
Giving you the Diablo 3.
I noticed this. Yeah, I noticed this. So, like, our patron Stu, he's well into these ARPGs. He plays like that fucking, was it Inquisitor Martyr 4000?
Yeah.
Another Warhammer game.
That one's actually quite good.
Well, it's snowballing, right? And Chaos Bane is something he's been keeping an eye on. I know, but this one's a weird one because it's kind of already out if you ordered a certain version of it. So like I've been playing it since Wednesday, I think, because I got a copy of it because Big Ben is one of the clients that I work with. So I had a little go of it, but I don't like ARPGs, do I? I don't like Diablo 3 and anything like that. So I was just on holiday.
Do you not like?
No, not honestly. Remember I've told you like around Christmas, Dan bored me with Diablo 3, right?
Yeah, but I didn't realise that you were sort of anti them, if you know what I mean. I just thought.
I've come to that conclusion now. Like, so I've been on holiday for a week with my brother, and he had Diablo. It's like the only game he's been playing. It's fucking boring, man. Watching him play it, I'm like, oh, Chaos Bane is not for me at all. It could be the best ARPG in the world, which I think is Diablo 3, and I still don't get impressed by him. So who knows? I know IGN gave it an 8.7 out of 10. No, So that's pretty high, man.
Yeah.
I played it. I wouldn't have given it an 8.7 out of 10. I'll tell you that. And then when I saw an 8.7, I was like, "Fuck, okay." Because obviously I've got no idea what the fuck I'm on about with these fucking games, man. Yeah. I find them repetitive, really repetitive. And
they are by nature, aren't they? It's about the loot and stuff, isn't it?
Exactly. And this is, I don't know
how they're great on the Switch. I think that's like
right.
I've had a lot of fun with Diablo 3 on the Switch because it's just the most. Again, it's like what I was saying earlier with Destiny and stuff. You just pick it up, you just chop stuff, you get some new loot, you kit yourself out properly, and then put it off, and that's it. Do you know what I mean?
Dan said, in Greece, because we had no internet, and then he connected to the hotel Wi-Fi internet. His barbarian was ranked 227 in the world on the Switch.
Right.
Still doesn't mean anything to me, mate. I'm watching someone in the top 250 players in the world now. It still looks shit. I don't get it, you know. So
well, let's move on then before Jake gets a nosebleed. The other game is...
If I got a sore throat, man, just being in the presence of it. Like.
The other game out this week is a very highly rated card deck building roguelike game called Slay the Spire, which is out on Nintendo Switch on June the 6th. So this has been out on other platforms in like early access and stuff for quite a while. I've got to say, the art style of this is what has put me off a little bit. Yeah. Now, the actual like drawings and stuff in the game just don't look too good, but the reviews are so good for it. And I've just got off the back of SteamWorld Quest, which was good. So I'm sort of up for it, you know.
Same, you know, it's exactly the same. The art style immediately put me off, but on paper I should like it. But I've been waiting for something like this, maybe like the Switch or just being able to pick it up.
Yeah.
And now I quite fancy it, but I've been exactly the same as you. I've been a bit like keeping a distance. I think it is because of the art style, you know, something as shallow as that. Like,
it's weird, isn't it? But it's so important, and that's why with something like Void Bastards and stuff. You know, the fact that they're just an indie team, they've been able to make a game look visually, you know, if you see it in a sizzle reel, that it'll just leap out because of the nature of the art style, and you just think, fuck, you know, loads of colours and stuff, and they made it work. So it is really important. So I think I definitely will check it out. And the Switch is it's a good platform for this type of game for me. Like I don't think I couldn't go to my PC and sit there playing this type of game. I don't think, but I could definitely see myself doing it on the Switch. So, you got any intentions of looking at games like this, Liam? I've heard you talk a lot about card building game, like deck building games.
I've not played many deck building.
Yeah, same.
Really. The only one I can remember was one of the Kingdom Hearts spin-offs had like deck building as its like central combat mechanic, and that was good. But other than that, I've not really played a deck builder if it's not like a CCG.
Yeah. It's I think this looks alright though, and it's got like 90 odd on Metacritic. So
I've heard loads of good things about Slay the Spire.
Yeah. So that's that. That's the topics for this week and the new releases. And my cat is howling outside the door here, so we should.
Sounds
probably,
like a baby. More.
Yeah, it's hell. It's honest to God. It's like imagine a baby that's permanently a baby. And he's been a baby for like 3 years now, and he howls when he wants. He wants
start
food.
Start walking with you.
It's like we got like a Bengal cat, and it's just like like that. That's my life.
Yeah,
it's like a siren.
That's good. That.
Anyway, thanks for listening.
No, seriously, thanks for listening.
We'll see you again next week for another podcast. I think definitely.
In the midst of E3 and Jake's birthday. We will see. Yeah, we'll see you soon. And if you're a patron, guess what, man?
Bonus podcast on the way, which we're going to record right now, and then we're going to have some donuts. Goodbye.